Rustam Hабилов, Norman Park. This one's been getting a bit spiky in the lead up. We have Hабилов in the white trunks, Park in the black. Hабилов has been working in the mountains at high altitude. As I said in the walkouts, working and going back to his roots, that combat sambo roots that you see from a lot of the Russian fighters in the UFC.
It really does look in great shape. I mean, both fighters do, but Hабилов is very lean.
Very strong indeed. I'll never forget his UFC debut. It was a suplex clinic. One of the quotes that he said after that was, "It's my job to throw him. How he lands is his business."
Very nice. Very nice.
Got a win by suplex on that night. He's one of the earliest fighters from Russia to go over to the States. Spent a lot of time at Jackson's, Winklejohn. Stayed back in Russia most recently. He too has a young son called Muhammad Ali.
Norman Park to me looks like he's trying to get Hабилов to shoot. It looks like he's trying to coax him into closing the distance. I'm not sure what he's trying to set up, but I don't normally see him as tentative as this in fights. He uses that lead hand quite a lot to reach, to gauge the distance. But oftentimes he will make himself look quite big. He will spread his guard out wide, and he will try and push his opponent down and dictate the octagon. But he seems to be settled into a counter-striking game right now. I'm sure he's expecting that. That's exactly what he's expecting. And a stop in the first takedown is always a big statement, and he didn't manage to do it. Big takedown from Hабilov, and now he's got a body lock from behind. Norman Park's doing a good job of getting back to his feet, but he's taking his time. He's not rushing because he knows there's a suplex waiting for him if he stands up too quickly.
Park will look to peel the grip of Hабilov, which he has done. Using two hands on one, pass those aside.
Really good hand fighting, very nice.
He's not out of danger yet.
And look at that balance and core stability there from Park as Hабilov tries to throw him. You can see the judo background there paying off.
That's why he has such impressive statistics when it comes down to his takedown defense.
Good check of the low kick there as well, a very confident low kick block. I like to see that. Now Norman Park starting to take on the game plan that I was expecting him to. The Norman Park that pushes his opponent back and controls the center of the octagon.
Oh, very nice uppercut there from Hабilov though. Really stuck that one in.
Yeah, that overhand left from Park, he's too curved. He's swinging past his opponent's head at the moment. He needs to throw it straighter if he's going to land. Park pushes forward with a knee.
Park has admitted that he's overthought his opponents in the past. I'm wondering whether coming up against someone with the experience of Hабilov once again has laboured on his mind a little bit. Park has fought all comers throughout his career. And again, a very, very stiff test in front of him this evening. Very sharp boxing work here from Hабilov.
Double leg attempt there, stopped immediately by Park.
Stop.
Got an eye poke.
Hold it there.
Eye poke.
Time. You okay?
There, clash of heads.
Okay, time. Guys, come in, centre. Clash here. Accidental. Norman, turn round. You good? You see me? Yeah, no problem. Clash your heads. Accidental timing, guys. Let's go.
That was a good smack from Mark Goddard, the referee there. I think that put me on the floor. So Norman Park leading with the back leg kick here. He keeps throwing the left leg high, and he keeps throwing that the overhand left. He's struggling with range at the moment for me, John. He doesn't seem to be getting a good distance on Hабилov.
He's got to be very wary of coming forward in straight lines, because that uppercut from Hабilov is most certainly waiting for him, and that straight right. That is a very spearing looking weapon indeed.
Another takedown attempt from Hабilov. Can Norman Park defend it? That was good flexibility for a start.
Straight to the back is Hабilov.
He's got a single hook in. This is not a good place for Norman Park. He needs to start turning his back to the fence if he's going to get up here.
Again, a lot of hand fighting. I get the feeling this is going to play a big part in the contest this evening. from both fighters. Hабилов looking to step over, get a hook inside that left leg of Norman Park as we hear the sound of the 10-second clapper.
Good awareness by Norman Park there, scraping his opponent off using the fence. Very nice work.
Stop.
Interesting first round there.
Все отлично. Нормально его кинул на углет вчера. Сок иго, вчера. Сок иго. Хватит, хватит. Куча кураса ханю хватит.
So a bit of a tentative first round. Obviously Hабилов was able to close the distance at one point and get Norman Park to the floor. Norman Park obviously using his wrestling and judo ability to get back to his feet, but that first takedown was there for Hабилов, and that's going to give him some confidence going into the second round. Beautiful straight right there as well. He's really starting to find his range, whereas Norman Park was just falling short a little bit. I think he's going to have to step forward with his front foot and commit to those punches a bit more.
Today from London, it's a UFC fight night that you can't miss. In the main event, a legend returns as Anderson the Spider Silva faces Michael the Count Bisping. UK's own Bisping will have the London faithful behind him for this clash of middleweight superstars. It's the Spider versus the Count exclusively on UFCFightPass.com, with the main card beginning at 4 p.m. Eastern and 9 p.m. GMT.
So straight away Norman Park now, look at the front foot, it's far closer to his opponent in the first round. He looks more aggressive, he looks more focused. Look at his eyes, look how he's focused on his opponent, trying to cut him down, trying to find that opportunity to land a good quality shot, and then he shoots him for a double leg. Here we see Hабилов defending the takedown.
Strong hips there from Hабилов. We see Norman Park increase the pressure on the Russian, taking control of the center of the octagon, or that outer ring. Oh, a nice overhand left, clipped the jaw of Hабилov.
Oh, that was a good straight left from Norman Park. I saw a change in the face of Hабilov. He seems to be wincing a little bit. I'm not sure whether it caught him in the eye or whether it dazed him a second, but Norman Park certainly feels it as well.
Definitely dipped onto the left hand of Park. Good start to this round for the Northern Irishman. Habilov looking to circle away from the fence. Yes, he has a bit of trouble with his right eye just above it.
Watch for Norman Park to start focusing on that. Now he's found his range, he's going to start picking that off one at a time. He's using that left kick a lot, but we've not seen him shoot one more time yet. Perhaps he feels more confident in striking range, having that first takedown attempt denied.
Norman Park, an Irish wrestling champion and a judoka, a judo black belt against a world combat sambo champion and pancration world champion in Hабилов. Nice movement there from Hабилov.
We can definitely see some swelling over the eye of Hабилов.
Moving on the outside is the Russian, seeking opportunities to land some punches.
He seems to have pulled back a little bit, and Norman Park's now using feints to try and get him to show his intentions. I think Park's expecting a level change any second when he steps forward. Now he's landed that clean left hand. Beautiful low kick as well, slaps to the inside of the thigh of Hабilov, and a high kick to follow.
A little bit more variety from Park here in round number 2. Let's attack that lead leg from all angles now.
Halfway through the round, John, I think Habilov's realised he's not done a great deal so far, and this round's slipping away from him. Good pressure from Hабилov. Works for the legs, but denied by Norman Park. Very good anti-clinch there.
Really nice stuff there from Norman Park, getting his hips back and using his levers to avoid being taken down. He's got to be very careful about that uppercut from Hабilov. He does favour that punch.
And we're seeing that Norman Park steps in, we're seeing him drop his head to almost to the stomach level of Hабilov to try and miss those shots that Habilov's throwing as counters. Watch as Norman Park steps forward, he'll throw his straight left and he dips his head, you can see it, and I think that's what Habilov's looking to capitalise on. It's amazing because they're standing right in punching range, but just purely by reaction time and head movement, a lot of the strikes are missing. Another shot from Norman Park, picks up a single leg this time. Can he get the finish? Habilov's doing the right thing, trying to break his grip, trying to control those elbows, not allowing him to pull that leg close to his chest and get a good lock on it so he can pressure down and force him to the canvas.
Both of these fighters are very well versed in the wrestling exchanges as Habilov simply just pulls away, hops his way out.
Oh, another shot a bit further out this time and he gets it. Norman Park straight to his guard.
Lovely change of levels there from Habilov.
Very nice. Last 45 seconds. Let's see if Park can be offensive here or if Habilov's going to take over with ground and pound.
We rarely see Norman Park on his back. Be interesting to see what kind of guard play he uses. An opportunity now for Habilov to really leave an exclamation point on this round. Last 20 seconds. If he wants some power, he's going to have to posture up, but Park is doing a good job of tying up the neck.
Habilov driving forward so he's over the shoulders of Park, keeping pinned to the mat. Very nice, stands up, lands a couple of ground and pound shots. Nothing lands cleanly to the face. Interesting round again. All to play for in the third for my money, John. So let's have a look at what caused that injury to Habilov's eye. It clearly started to bother him as soon as the punch landed. So here we can see Norman Park circling him, and he throws that punch. Interesting. It certainly dazes him straight away. Habilov steps in and then punches himself in the face. Wow. Did you see that, John? So as Norman Park steps in, yep, Norman Park knocks Habilov's hand with his elbow, and Habilov actually punches himself with the thumb of his knuckle.
All good, Rustam. All good. Very good. All good. Breathe and listen to me. All is good. Just last round. Just last round. Use your wrestling. Use your wrestling.
Third and final, guys. Let's go.
Third and final round here in London. Rustam Habilov versus Stormin Norman Park.
So the feedback from Habilov's corner was to use your wrestling. This is the last round, and obviously that takedown at the end of the second must have given him confidence, must have given his corner confidence that if he does decide to shoot a double leg from a distance, that he's going to get it. It seems that when he shoots to the fence, that Park is able to anti-clinch and to defend that takedown and keep the fight on the feet. But the double leg from a distance, if he can get Norman Park to commit to something, especially if he can keep throwing that left hand over and over again, eventually he's going to level change underneath it and try and put him on the floor.
Some nice boxing work here from Habilov in the third round.
A lot of single shot exchanges here.
Habilov did put together a couple of 1-2s, looking very crisp with his hands, but it's finding that range which has been difficult for him.
Oh, that's a deep takedown from Norman Park and takes Habilov to the mat. Can Norman Park stay on top is the question. He's trying to circle to the side.
As well, Dan.
Look at him binding the legs. Very nice, good work. Binding the legs, takes the back. 2 hooks in. This is good for Norman Park.
Lovely jump to back take there for Norman Park as he looks to weave his forearm under the chin of Habilov.
Now watch as Habilov now. He's trying to scoot down. He's trying to slide down Norman Park's body so he can turn in his guard. It makes it very difficult to finish that rear naked choke if you're not in line with the shoulders of your opponent. You need to be either in line or slightly over the shoulders. But as you can see right now, Habilov is rocked to one side. He's doing well with the hand fights and keep peeling that hand away of Norman Park. And now he's going to start using the mat, trying to scrape him off either one way or the other.
A lot of time here for Norman Park to work. The crowd very educated here in the UK. They sense this is a very good position for the Northern Irishman.
The other thing to look at, John, if you look at the red glove, the right hand of Norman Park, you can see it controlling Habilov's wrist. That's causing Habilov a lot of problems. Anytime you can control a wrist of an opponent, there's always the potential that you can stuff that hand and throw a leg over the top to trap it, and then they're down to one hand to defend their neck with. And that never usually ends up very well. That's nice. That's good work from Norman Park, but Habilov is so tough in that position. Now Hабилов reverses it and he's got a body lock from behind.
Good defensive work there from Hабилов to get out of that rear naked choke.
Very good. Norman Park on the floor now and Hабилov in his guard.
So Hабилov has docked himself in the guard of Norman Park. Let's see what he does from here. Park looking to escape his hips. He doesn't want to have his shoulder blades pressed against the mat. He's more susceptible to strikes.
Norman Park starting to get his hips out to one side here. He's got a guard across the waistline of his opponent. Hабилov immediately removes that, knows the danger, but watch Norman Park trying to sneak his left knee inside again. That's going to help him create space. That underhook at the moment that he's got is a little extended to be of any use to him. And now Habilov is sitting up to land some shots, which, although it's dangerous for Norman Park to be on the bottom in that game, it does allow him space to get back to his feet. Every time Habilov sits up to land a strike, he does release that control that he's got over Norman Park, which, if there's a split second to get up, it's when that punch is on its way.
So Norman Park is using his knee shield there to try and gain some distance from Habilov, but it was a little low. Decides to go back to the guard position. Habilov is scoring some points, earning some decent credit on the scorecards. 1 minute left in this third and final round. Again, Norman Park looks for that knee shield and pushing off, but Habilov caught up with it.
Beautiful wrist control there from Habilov, binding Norman Park's right arm, causing it very difficult for him to get back to his feet. Norman Park identifies it, peels it off. Now he's starting to turn his back to the fence. He knows this is the best way to get up without getting suplexed. Look for Habilov to lift. Beautiful work by Norman Park to deny that.
Very nice monitoring of the hamstring of Habilov. Stopped him from really using any explosive technique. This time he didn't have it. Went for a bit of a ride. Oh, good position now for Habilov to strike if he can get his gloves free. Last 10 seconds. A strong finish here for Habilov in London.
Very strong finish. Norman Park tries to scramble, but a little bit too late at the end of that round.
Very technical bouts here in London in our prelims.
Very nice. A lot of hand fighting, a lot of wrist control. Be interesting to see how the judges see it.
So Norman Park looking to extend his win streak. He won in Dublin against Reza Madadi. Rustam Tiger Hабилov is back after some back injuries that have kept him away from the octagon. Has he done enough to beat Storm and Norman Park? Well, he's certainly smiling.
So let's have a little look at this. Obviously, Norman Park was trying to push forward in the start of that third round. He did get a nice takedown, and in the exchange he was able to take Habilov's back, but that wasn't for too long. Hабilov was able to get back to his knees, and he immediately changed that to a body lock, which then puts Norman Park in a defensive posture. Beautiful little takedown there, and then that was the last takedown of the round. Hабilov was effectively able to control the fight from that point. He ended up in Norman Park's guard for a short while, but really good fight.
Let's send it inside to Andy Friedlander. He's got the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds we go to the judges' scorecards. The judges score the contest 29-28, 29-28 and 29-28 for the winner by unanimous decision, Rustam Tiger Hабилов.
Rustam Hабилov is victorious here in London.